you guys?
Oh, reading. Working on my German. Yeah, stuff is good. Yes, telling people stories about our forthcoming album.
Yes.
Tears on tape. You know, all the trying to at least.
Yeah. Smelling like burning leaves.
Yes.
Okay.
This, I think, the direction we should be going.
Yeah, indeed.
Let's talk about your new album. With Tears on Tape, you will release your 8th album soon. Can you describe the sound of the record, please? What can the fans expect from the album?
Well, 8 as a number is very significant. You know, if you study the skies and
Yes, eternity.
Sideways it turns into eternity, you know, and in internet language, a pair of glasses.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I slipped from the path and I apologize.
No worries. Well, yeah, well, it's tough to describe, it's, we worked on the album for many, many years already, like what, 3 years?
Very long
And
time.
so we're way too close to the whole thing to be able to put it into a couple of words. I think it's, I think regarding him, it's pretty old school. The guitars are pretty heavy, and then yet the vocals are still pretty sweet, or bittersweet, and romantic at places, and so it's gonna be the same old, but with a slightly different flavors,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like instead of Beijing duck, it's like Huan duck.
Yes, indeed. A little bit spicier.
And healthier.
Yes, and risk to get a stomach fluid. Highly.
Indeed. Well, that's the toughest question always.
Yeah, it's very tough. Yeah. Hopefully people will find what they expect.
Okay. The sound of the album will be a little bit harder again. You have experimented with bass and guitar a bit more. Why did you change the sound that way?
I think, we've played music for such a long time that we're becoming deaf, which means that we have to turn all the amps up, which means that unavoidably there's going to be more feedback, which creates the illusion of reckless abandon.
Yes, and also, destroys your hearing even further, so, there you go.
So the next album is going to be even heavier.
It's going to be,
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. So
Wheel of Bad Fortune.
no, it felt that the songs were in themselves pretty sweet and melancholy and melodic, and they needed a lot of fattening up. We needed to make them really. We needed to, we needed the beast.
Add the protein.
Well, no, not beast with the beauty, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
The album contains 4 instrumentals. What was the reason for this?
We didn't have enough decent songs. No, a lot of cool albums like Toba Negro's Apocalypse Dudes has an intro. Iron Maiden's few albums I think have an intro. Ozzy Osbourne always had intros. Type O Negative always had intros. So and interludes. And since a lot of the actual songs are pretty, straightforward and straight to the point, it was good to break it up by having a bit more moody pieces, and to make the album a bit wonky and a bit crazy and a bit more psychedelic. I think there's a couple of good interludes in between where you can quickly roll a spliff, maybe smoke half of it and then get going again.
Yeah, to go through it.
Indeed. Or what they have, TV series when they have the advertising breaks, those are for the people who go to the refrigerator. So we wanted to do the same thing musically.
Yeah.
So there's refrigerator breaks.
Yeah.
Where you start getting hungry or peckish.
Grumpy from the low blood sugar, and you just go and refuel with all the jolly good stuff that people have in their fridges.
Indeed.
Okay. You have already played the new song I Will Be the End of You at Heldon Festival in Finland. How were the reactions of your fans? Do you think they liked it?
Tough to say. My eyes were closed all the time because I was trying to remember the lyrics.
Oh, okay.
I was we played it just a few times, so the reaction was good, but obviously, when people haven't heard a song, they're like, what the hell's going on? Is it good? Is it
that difficult to sing along?
Yeah, indeed. But well, at least let's say the audience pretended that they liked it, so we were happy.
Okay, that's good.
Indeed. Well, good start for or disaster.
The cover artwork of Tears on Tape is once more very special. Who has designed it and what do you want to express with it?
It's like it was like an odd story. We had already one cover design in mind, and then on the last day of mixing in London, I invited a few of my friends to come over to the studio to take a listen to the album, and one of the guys was Daniel P. Carter, who plays with Bloodhound Gang, had a band called A, and who's a BBC radio DJ for a rock show, and he was there, and then we just started talking about Charles Manson for some reason. And then all of a sudden he took out his iPhone and said that this is a painting I did of Charles Manson. And then I was like, oh Lord, I didn't know that you paint. And he paints great. So I said that, we have 2 weeks and we need the album artwork to be done. So can you please do something quickly? And within 2 weeks he had about 13 paintings done for us. And that's the whole artwork for everything. It's one of those things that just happened around the corner. We didn't expect it. And we're really happy with it. He loves, there's this English artist from I think he passed away in the 50s, the 1950s, called Austin Osman Spare, who did a lot of these surreal, odd, kind of the occult type of paintings, and I'm a huge fan, and Dan P. Carter is a huge fan, so he incorporated all that stuff, so it's kind of evil looking with its snake coiling around and with its the scepter or a heptagram, I can't remember, and the heartagram and all sorts of symbols and stuff. It's a bit more like evil, I think, than a lot of the stuff we've done before. And for me, it reminds me a bit of some of the Fields of the Nephilim album covers, in its esoteric tendencies.
Yes, it's
Snakes are good for the soul.
yeah, good for the mythos.
And why do you choose the H.I.M alphabet on this cover?
That was Dan B. Carter as well. He liked Malachim for some reason. I don't. There was a couple of different alternatives, but he started doing it, and then I was like, "What's this one?" Because I had seen it before, and then he gave me the alphabet, and then I like that pseudo satanic stuff. Let's put it that way. I like that kind of horror movie-esque vibe that you get from. It's really graphic, it's symbolic, and at the same time it is an alphabet. So you can actually read through that stuff. It's not just random stuff.
And witches can too.
Yes.
It's important to
And angels.
And angels. The fallen angels.
Okay. The song Tears on Tape will be released as a single, is that right? Yes? Okay.
Right.
Do you choose the songs to be released as a single yourself, or does someone else choose them for you?
Satan.
Satan does.
No, it's,
leave it at that. Satan made the call.
No, a lot of times I think the band is way too close to the album, so it's tough to say what song rocks the hardest. We have our own favorites, but they're not necessarily because they're great songs. They just bring good memories into our heads, how the songs were created, and so we played the album to the record companies, to our friends, and started seeing what are the favorites, and we're in a funny position that it's going to be Tears on Tape is going to be the single over here in Germany. Into the Night is going to be a single in Finland, and then a song called All Lips Go Blue is going to be a single in America and in England.
Okay,
so we're gonna, because all the countries like different songs, which is a great thing, I think. I think that it's a cool thing that a lot of times people are struggling to find a single from an album. That there's like maybe only one track that could be okay. So I was happy that they were talking about Love Without Tears. So there was we're talking about nearly all the songs of the album being singles. So that's a good sign. Well, then they were great liars. Tough to say.
Do you make a video clip for all these songs? No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've done videos for Into the Night and Tears on Tape, and they're being edited at the moment in London. So we're going to see them, not tonight, tomorrow morning probably, and then we're going to shoot the one for All Lips Go Blue within 2 weeks. So so it'll be interesting, and I think it's going to be cool for the people who like our band, since obviously those videos can be then found on Vimeo or YouTube or whatever at some point. So it's nice for people to see 3 different kinds of videos before the album's out, and 3 different kinds of songs. So I think it's a great way of hearing a bit like, oh, it's that kind of stuff and that kind of stuff, and kind of get an idea what the album's about. It'd be great to do videos for all the songs, you know.
Yeah, maybe one day. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can't afford it yet.
Okay. For your current release, you have cooperated with 3 different labels. What was the reason for this?
The unholy trinity.
Yeah, I'm going back to Satan. Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
Satan recommends always different label, you know. Sometimes it's pretty hard to make a decision. Well, we had an opportunity, you know, to pick up the most interesting options for different kind of, cultural hotspots.
Well, indeed, and then the music business or whatever you want to call it is very different in America than it is in Europe. The radio system and everything is super different. So it was nice to be able to, to sign with Razor and Tie over there. We have a couple of friends working for the label, so it's nice and comfy. There's like a big indie label as opposed to a big, major multinational thingy. And then the same thing like Cooking Vinyl in England. They're really, cool bunch of guys. So, and a lot of times when you're working with big labels, you end up in a situation where it doesn't work in some countries. Because it's tough. It might be that, the label X works great in Germany and in Switzerland, but then it works like shit in Spain.
Yeah, there's no Satanist working in that particular office. And
so we have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Proper Satan worshiping becomes really, impossible.
Yeah. There's only a few labels that condone human sacrifice. And,
and having their corporate policy. It's
written in the deals.
Yeah.
And then having Universal here, because we have our manager has had a great experience with the label, and we dug the people, and it just felt like a good thing to do. If one label fucks up, we still have 2 to go.
Yes, that's right. Beginning on April 22nd, one can see you on stage in Germany, England, America, Canada, and on some festivals. Are you looking forward to presenting the new material live on stage?
Sure. Yeah, we just don't know what songs to play yet. It's going to be tough now. Since this is the 8th album, we have so many songs to pick from, and it's tough not to disappoint some people because we can't play them all. So, especially, we're going to disappoint ourselves.
Exactly, yeah. But luckily we have the Satan connection. He will probably make a set list for us.
Shut up now.
I can't. It's too funny.
But yeah, it'll be fun. We're just waiting for kind of like to get the first response of the people. What songs they like, and probably we're going to play those 3. They're going to be singles, and then figure out if there's something else as well. It'll just be fun to be back on tour. Anyway.
Are you nervous because of this?
You can talk now.
Oh yeah. I'm just going to say something about Satan again. So. Well, of course, yeah. It's been, we haven't been touring for a long time, so of course you don't know what to expect unless Satan tells you in the past. Okay.
Okay, you should go sleep.
Experiment with some other religious people. Of course, you have when you have a little break from touring, you never know. It's like a box of chocolate.
Okay, last question. Will there be an elaborate tour to Germany in autumn or winter, summer?
Well, that's the idea. These few gigs are more like record release parties. The one in Köln and Berlin and London, and then in the States. So they're not full tours. And after the festival season is over, then we're going to either start from America or Europe and do full touring until Christmas time, and maybe even after, depending on how people are going to react to the album, and if they want to really
People are welcome.
Yes, if they. I was thinking of Satan now.
Yeah, me too, and I'm gonna say it until this is over. I'm gonna insert Satan into this episode.
Yeah, well, you have already.
I'm just now I did. Yeah, true.
Well put.
It's from my window.
So yeah.
Opportunity.
Yeah, if Satan allows.
If Satan willing, we will continue our tour in Germany. Also in the autumn, which is satanic, most satanic season of the.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all.
I'm sorry about that.
That's the point where you say thank you.
Vielen Dank.
When you want, you can say something to your fans.
Do you know what to say,
Or
man?
alot fans?
Satan. Hail Satan.